The French faction mod for Squad, created by Tactical Collective, encapsulates the weapons, vehicles, and equipment used by the French military during two different time periods. The first is the 2010 era, and the second is circa 2020. Both use slightly different weapons, which means we were given the opportunity to experience a variety of different gadgets. Additionally, with each time period, we have a separate sub-faction, the United Nations. This resembles the military equipment, clothing, and vehicles that the French would use in their duties to the UN. To begin, we will look at the characters and camouflage used by the French faction. For both eras, they have a woodland, desert, and snow camouflage. Also, let's not forget the UN camouflage. And, like some other factions in Squad, each kit that can be chosen by the player has a different variation of their clothing. This is achieved with different pouches on their webbing or different pieces of equipment attached to their backpacks. Next up, let's familiarize ourselves with the weapons we will see during our time playing this faction. First up, the main battle rifles. The 2010 era faction makes use of the FAMAS. This is a fast-firing bullpup assault rifle that fires the 5.56 45mm NATO round. There are a number of different variants of this rifle included in a game, such as the F1, the PGMP, which can use the aim-point red dot sight, or the Schrome J4F1 4x scope, the Felin, which stands for Integrated Infantryman Equipment and Communications. And the fourth variant seen in Squad is the FAMAS Valorisé. The FAMAS also has the ability to use rifle grenades. Three variants of this grenade exist. These are the AC-58 light anti-tank grenade, the APAV F2 high explosive grenade, and the FUM-47 smoke grenade. Now, the 2020 era faction instead uses the HK-41-6 5.56 45mm NATO assault rifle. This comes in two main variants, FS and C. The only difference being that the FS version has a full-length barrel and the C has the shorter carbine barrel. The HK-41-6 given to the Grenadier in Squad uses the HK-269F underbarrel grenade launcher. Other weapons used by these factions include AAN F1 general purpose machine gun, Mini-Me machine gun in both 5.56 and 7.62mm, Glock 17 Generation 5 pistol, FRF2 bolt-action sniper rifle, MAG-58 general-purpose machine gun, and FAMAS G1S pistol. For a bigger bang, the French faction uses the following as part of their explosives and rocket launchers lineup: ACPR F1 anti-tank mine, AT-4CS light anti-tank launcher, Eric's man-portable anti-tank guided missile, and Petard 250 grain explosive. The French faction will have a variety of deployable weapons to make use of while at a HAB. These include Milan F2 ATGM, MO81 LLR 81mm light mortar, and MO120 RTF1 120mm heavy mortar. Next, we will showcase the new abilities made available to commanders of French faction teams. For surveillance, they have the MQ-9 UAV. Unique to the French, we have two further abilities. the EC-665 Tiger rocket and cannon pass. This ability comes in the form of an attack helicopter performing a strafing run with its rocket pods, then a pass with its autocannon. Rafale B precision-guided bomb. Here a Rafale B jet will drop, with great precision, a guided bomb onto any target. This is very useful to destroy stationary armored targets, such as tanks. There are many new and exciting vehicles that have been added as part of this mod. The first that should be mentioned is the Leclerc main battle tank. Crewed by 3 men and using an auto-loaded 120mm gun, this vehicle brings great firepower, along with guard speed and excellent maneuverability. This vehicle interestingly makes use of a 12.7mm coaxial machine gun that can decimate light armored targets and infantry. The next vehicle to mention is the AMX-10 RCR recon vehicle, armed with a 105mm gun but weakly armored. This vehicle requires new tactics outside of the meta to play. It is also the first vehicle in Squad that allows the driver to manipulate the suspension in both the pitch axis and roll axis. A separate variant of this vehicle also exists, the Separ, which has improved and stronger armor. Another vehicle worth discussing is the VBCI Infantry Fighting Vehicle, or IFV, armed with a 25 autocannon that fires at 2 firing rates, depending whether it's using the armor-piercing or high-explosive ammunition. Some other vehicles included in this mod are NH-90 and Puma transport helicopters, GBC-180 logistics truck, VAB and VBL light tactical vehicles. The mod also expects to bring with it 2 new maps. The first is Douentza, which is based on a real place in Mali. This encapsulates the African environment and architecture. The second map is Colmar Pocket, a fictional map close to the Franco-German border, and showcases a European vibe. Both of these maps are still a work in progress, with Douentza being the closest to completion. To finish off this showcase, let's dive into some action that shows off exactly what we have been talking about.
Je vais un petit peu galérer à...
La porte se ferme à l'arrière.
De ouf, hein. Il est chiant cet hélico. Pas normal. Ouais, c'est stylé déjà.
La musique de mort, là. T'étais pas dans l'hélico avec nous?
Par contre, je te raconte, problème.
Ça arrive, je me suis dit.
Ah là, d'accord.
Oh merde les gars. Ah il y a un taux qui se pose, putain je n'ai pas réussi à le marquer. Ici là. Il est en train de le construire. Et il y a de l'infanterie ici. Marqué carte. Allez-y, allez-y.
Roquette sur Charlie, attention. Attention MTLB. Attends, à l'eau, je suis monsieur nord-ouest.
Ça va pas, je prends
Charlie.
T'as la MJ de pas loin de toi, il était derrière cette butte là où tu es.
Ah tiens, t'avais un SL sur toi.
Non, c'est un grenadier, il est mort.
Ok, ok.
Traité.
C'est ici, hein.
Vous me posez.
Et ils en avaient très close aussi, qui était dans la...
C'est mieux sur Charlie, c'est mieux 50, on était sur
Il y a une mitrailleuse avec le dos.
secondes, Charlie.
Ça continue à nous retourner. Sud. Sud-ouest.
Ok. Ouais, là, il faut mettre du monde aussi.